Let's take together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low, together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong, together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Justin's heart and your support, together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Click play and come along with me, together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real, classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe, clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer, members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do, so hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way, together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do, so hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way, together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts, in the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong, together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe, clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer, members make the truth so clear. Hit the like and share the vibe, clutch those pearls, let's take the ride.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is May 10th, 2025. It is currently 8:37 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Happy Mother's Day to you all out there. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll be live tomorrow, but if you are busy, um, then I wrote a little something for you. I need to find it here on my phone. Just to let you guys know how much I appreciate you and love you guys. So, bear with me one second. So, my dear pearls, let me talk to the ones who've held it all together when everything around them was falling apart. To the moms who never get to clock out, to the dads who had to be a mama too, to the aunties who raised babies like they're their own, to the grandparents who stepped up without hesitation, and to every single soul who's had to answer to mom, whether by blood, love, or just out of sheer survival. Motherhood isn't a one size fits all. It's messy, it's raw, it's the fifth load of laundry at 2 a.m., tears, and the quiet moments of, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and then do it anyway. It's not always picture perfect, it's not always celebrated, but let me tell you right now, it is sacred for sure. Whether it's a scraped knee that you've kissed, every hard truth you've ever spoke, they can be trying for sure. Every time you gave someone a little more than you had to give, it all counts. That's what love is. It's love in action. And I know Mother's Day is not always easy for everyone. Sometimes your mom's not here, someone's missing, or you're missing someone, or you feel overlooked, wondering if what you have done mattered. It has. I guarantee you that you've made someone feel safe, you've made someone feel seen, you've made someone feel heard. So it's not always a bouquet of flowers that can measure the weight of that. So, from the bottom of my heart and from all of you in here, thank you. We honor everyone who's had to ever play mom. You are the reason someone keeps going. And remember that, because that is powerful. Take your flowers, you deserve them, even if you have to plant them yourself. So, with that, all, thank you all so much. And I hope you all have an amazing, amazing Mother's Day. Love you all very much. Thank you so much, Karen. Happy Mother's Day and blessings to all. Even if you're a mama to a puppy or a cat or whatever, right? So, there you go. I'm so glad. I'm so glad those help. Thank you, my dear. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your time. We got a lot to talk about today. We are talking about Lily and Jack Sullivan. We're also going to be talking about Ava Marie Gonz- Gon. I don't know if it's Gonzales or if it's got like Gonzales. I'll have to check that out. She is the last time she has been seen, she was 2 years old. But we're going to get to that later on in the stream. Well, Purple Mic Fancy. It's not actually. Remy took both of my mic things and I don't know what she did with them. I have no idea. So there we go. Thank you so much, Wendy. Really do. Thank you for 5 months. Really do appreciate that, Miss Wendy. Happy Mother's Day to you, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your continued support. I really can't do it without you, my friend. Thank you. Remy is silly. She certainly is. She's a nut. She's starting her own show, probably. Yes. So guys, do me a favor before we get started. Hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. Consider becoming a member, supporting the stream. That always helps as well. Really do appreciate it if you're able to. Thank you so much, Miss Summer. Happy Mother's Day to you, my love. Is it Gonzales? Is that it? Is it Gonzales? You're right. It is Gonzales now that I see it. Yes, you're right. Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Summers Army. Love you, Justin Mods and chat. We love you too. Really do appreciate you so very much, Miss Summers Army. Thank you very much. Remy's just a colorful little girl. She certainly is. She certainly is. She's a mess. Hey, Sherry. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much, Miss Sherry. Much love to you, my dear. Good to see you, my love. Happy Mother's Day to you. Hey, Hatters, 11 months. Wow. Thank you so much, Hatters. Really do appreciate that. Almost a year with my Pearl family. Yes, it is, my dear. Thank you so much, Hatters. Really do appreciate you as well, my dear. And happy Mother's Day to you as well. Yes, we got a beautiful community here. We really do. Hello, Casey, Connie, Lady for Justice, Joey. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day to you, my love. Good to see you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate you very much. Hope you are well, Miss Joanne. Good to see you, love. Appreciate you very much, honey. Can't do it without ya. All right. So we are on day 9 now? Day 9. And still little Lily and Jack have not been found. Some very interesting things that retired RCMP people are coming out saying their opinion on this, and they believe that, in their opinion, I'll show you here in a little bit, that they have an idea of where this case is heading. And, they would probably know more than us if they've worked for the RCMP before. Thank you, Michelle. And so, where is that heading? Where is it heading? Is this going to be, did they just walk out the door? Or did an accident happen? Did someone take them? I don't know. I don't know. I do know that truly either one is possible. All of those are possible. I think the likelihood of them being taken is almost none because RCMP says nobody took them, in their opinion, right? Oh, thank you, Lori. Thank you so much, honey. Aw, those make me cry, those messages. Much love, Justin and Remy. You make my day better. Going through a lot of tests still from accident, so uh, needed. Thank you for the love in here. The love in here. I think you mean. Thank you so much, Lori. Appreciate you, honey. Really do appreciate your support, my love. Good to see you. Many prayers to you. Hopefully, tests come back good and you are on the healing way. So much love and prayers to you, my dear. Good to see you, Miss Lori. Thank you so much. So we're just kind of waiting. Now, last night there was a bunch of rumors going around, and again, the more high profile a case gets, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Whenever a case gets out there in the media and it gets popular, obviously more people get interested in it, but the more people talk. And that happening, there does become a lot of misinformation, number one. And number two, anything from spirit boxes to psychics to just crazy conspiracy theories out there. And, I don't think it's a problem to speculate. I've never felt like it's a problem to speculate as long as your audience knows that it is speculation and nothing more. Don't take it as a fact. But I was just watching. Someone put it in one of the groups, and it was this psychic, and she was just saying the most crazy stuff. I'm just like, how do people even watch that? Um, Justin, we don't all have the truth. Justin, we don't have all the truth, so it's hard to speculate. Yeah, I mean, well, yes and no, because I think we can speculate on what we do know based upon what mom has said, what dad has said, what RCMP has said, and we can have opinions on that, but we don't know what happened. That's the mystery of it all, right? And I don't think RCMP knows exactly what happened either. I think they have a good idea, right? And you make a good point, but is it truth? Is it truth? I don't believe so, truthfully, in my opinion, because they have very different stories, right? They have very different stories in a lot of aspects. And that is where when people don't, or when people have different stories, when they don't have clarity or make themselves clear, or it just doesn't add up. Because I always say in these cases, one pretty much one thing should never make you think a person is guilty of something. It should be a factor of a lot of little things, right? That add up the totality of the picture. Now, again, to me, it's, for me, the most, and I in no way, shape, or form am I saying anyone is guilty or did anything. There is questions, though, right? Hiroko, the first said nonverbal, then said they speak to everyone in the store. Yes. But what bothers me is the kids were not in school for several days, right? Yes, many little things plus your intuition. Absolutely. Absolutely. I 1,000% agree, Angel. Yes. That, and if there is foul play, they could have had way more time than what we ever thought, right? So there's that. Another one is, if, and again, if it is true that that community member who drove by there, one second, y'all, I apologize. Okay, sorry about that. But the other thing that bothers me is the is she really there in bed at 10 o'clock having a year and a half old child, both of them? Were they having parties over at their house a day or two before uh, Lily and Jack went missing? I don't know. But I do believe, in my opinion, based upon what I know, the little bit that we do know, it doesn't make sense. And you wonder why it doesn't make sense, right? Because it really should make sense. So, without further ado, let's get it started. What is this? Yeah, Kathleen, I'm so sorry. I just gotta they're saying we can't see Kathleen, and she's like, nobody can see her in chat, and I don't know why. Oh, hold on. Kathleen, if you're watching me now, try again. I think I just fixed it. You should be able to see now, Kathleen. I apologize. The bus driver said they were very much verbal, though. Yes. And it was so cute. I read that article yesterday, and he said that the little boy threw a shoe at her. Threw a shoe at the bus driver. I was rolling. That's so cute. Oh, thank you, Miss Maria. Appreciate you, my darling. Thank you, love. Thank you, Miss Maria. Really do appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day to you, my love. Hope you are well. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. Hey, D, good to see ya. How you doing? Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Happy Mother's Day to you and yours. Hope you have a great day, my love. Good to see you. Josh shared views of the property today, and it was really interesting. Is it the photos? Call in. By the way, guys, I do have a new number. I still have the 307 number, but the call-in number that I'm going to do from now on is this: 530 4 clutch. How you doing? How you doing? Yes. 530 4 clutch. Do you like it? I think it's cute. That's the call-in number. But if you want to text and stuff during the show, call in at the 307. Call in at the 307. Now that's really fancy. I know. Get a girl. So, anywho, I want to go over a lot of different things. I want to go over Deception Detective here in a little bit. Well, we can do it now. It was close up pictures. I'll have to look in just a second. Back from here on to TV. Maurice, love you, darling. All right, here we go. Credit goes to my friend and yours, Mr. Big DD, the deception detective himself. We are big fans of the deception detective over here, aren't we now? Aren't we, ladies? All right, let's get it started. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Now, make sure, I'm sure like 900 people in here has already subscribed to Deception Detective. But if you're not, make sure you subbed up to him. If you can become a member over there, I'm sure he would really appreciate that by supporting him. That really helps out. So try to become a member if you can as well.
I acknowledge that we are in
But if not, just watch his videos and give him a good thumbs up, maybe comment.
Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and unceded ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I also recognize that African Nova Scotians are a distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched that part of Mi'kma'ki known as Nova Scotia for over 400 years. At this time, I invite the following officers to the podium with me. Amy Hansen, Search Manager with Colchester Ground Search and Rescue.
That's how Nova Scotian police kicked off a press conference announcing that they were scaling back the search for missing preschoolers Lily and Jack Sullivan. But don't let that news or the apparent incompetence on display here fool you. I think their major crime unit knows what they're doing. So in today's video, let's watch a recent interview with a Canadian ex-cop talking about this case so you can see why. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For exclusives, early access, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. If you're not familiar with this case, don't worry because the interview itself will bring you up to speed. So there's just one thing I want to go over before we grab our deception decks and start analyzing, and it's this: everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the eyes of the law. But this isn't a courtroom, I'm not a judge, and we're not a jury. We have
That's right. We're not judges. We're not juries. We are the court of public opinion.
every right to form an opinion based on the evidence available to us. And our opinion doesn't have to be beyond a
And he is an attorney, by the way.
reasonable doubt, nor does it have to be based on evidence that would be admissible in court. And doing otherwise is outsourcing your critical thinking to someone else. All right, without further ado, let's listen.
More now on the search for the missing Sullivan children, and we're joined by CTV public safety analyst Chris Lewis. Chris, during your tenure as commissioner of the Ontario Provincial Police, of course, you would have seen similar cases to this. What struck you about that RCMP update yesterday and what they had to say? Was there anything?
Yeah, absolutely there was, Todd. And I saw many searches throughout my career through all ranks across the broad expanse of Ontario. And many of them ended well and many of them didn't. This is a heartbreaker, absolutely. But what struck me the most, I think, is that I left it with a feeling that the RCMP know more than they're telling us. And I get that. You can't tell the public everything. And the detective staff sergeant, I believe, the major crime fellow, said it very well. I just can't tell you certain things right now. Well,
now, if you ever see like a probable cause, when we read probable cause affidavits, they are going to tell you about 10%. And they want you to know enough to kind of many times just to satisfy the public and to let you know, oh, we know enough. They always know more than we do. They have the technology to get whatever they need, usually. So there's that. He certainly believes that RCMP knows more. I agree. However, I do wonder. I really want. I mean, I think they might know the direction it's going, but if there is no cell phone service there, there's no really cameras or anything. Hey, Candace, good to see you, honey. There's. I wonder. What kind of cars do they have? Are they newer cars? Are they going to be able to see where their car has been? Because what is it? 2000. I think it's 2009 or 10, something like that, and up is when they have like the black box in there.
If there's certain things you can't tell, then ultimately there's leads they're following up, in my view.
If you've been here for a while, you'll know that we've analyzed a bunch of missing persons cases on the channel. And one of the most
They have very, very poor cell coverage in that area. Very poor.
important factors to whether the person gets found or the culprits get prosecuted is the competence of the local police department. And that's because they're the first ones to show up to the scene and start collecting
That's what I want to know, Nyla. That's exactly what I want to know about those four-wheelers. Those four-wheelers are concerning to me.
evidence and statements from suspects and witnesses. So they can botch it like the John Benet Ramsey case or William Turrell case over in Australia. They can nail it like the Chris Watts case or Madeline Soto case. Or most frustratingly, they can let outside forces like another agency muddy the investigation like we saw in the Madeline
Agree,
McCann
Laura.
case. Or in the case of Nicola Bulley in the UK, the media. Which is why I'm happy to hear Chris Lewis confirm, with his background as an ex-police commissioner, something that we've speculated about in the comments of my other videos in this series, that the local police's decision not to issue an Amber Alert for the missing children in the first place, and now to start scaling down the ground search, is a sign that they have a strong theory that they're working on, and that the Major Crimes Unit has enough discipline not to share it with all of us. All right, let's keep listening.
We heard they don't think the siblings could be alive. Was that something of a surprising admission?
It was an absolute shock to me, to be honest, because I'm thinking after 5-6 days, there's a good chance they're still alive.
So there's no sign that they were abducted, right? There was allegedly perhaps a couple footprints, but we don't know when those footprints were either, right? Justin, I heard the mom say the other day that lots of people were texting them saying they didn't know about the kids. What? I heard the mom the other day say lots of people were texting them saying they didn't know about the kids. If spotty cell service, how is that possible? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because she's at her mother's house now? Is that when she did her interview? Is that what you mean? I feel like Lily and Jack are somewhere else near sand and muddy area. It is nothing but forest, right? Nothing but forest. And if there is foul play, it could have been Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that they could have been placed somewhere if that happened. I'm not saying that happened, but if that happened. But I feel like this is an accident. I feel like it was an accident. Is Deception Detective in here? Hey, Deception Detective. Good to see you, my friend.
The weather hasn't been that bad. I've seen searches where people have been 2 weeks in the bush under horrendous conditions. One man was legally blind and still alive. So you just never give up. So to make that statement also makes me think that they're suspecting something more than a couple of children lost in the bush.
Okay. The RCMP said the response.
Hold on, what?
So to make that statement where people have been 2 weeks in the bush under horrendous conditions, one man was legally blind and still alive. So you just never give up. So to make that statement also makes me think that they're suspecting something more than a couple of children lost in the bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. I thought he was saying the opposite there for a second. That there's more than just a couple children there in the bush. Again, we have heard speculation, rumors that there was drugs in the home. And again, if that is true, then I just don't see a step parent harming two kids at once. So in my opinion, it has to be some sort of accident. And it's not likely. I can't think of any like two accidents other than, like, a car accident or something that would harm two people other than drugs in the house. I don't know. I was listening to a nurse the other day, and she was speaking about this child came in, and he was almost coded out, and they had no idea what was wrong with him. And they kept running tests, and they ran tests, and finally, when they got the test back quickly, he was drunk. The child was drunk. They had had a party at the house the night before or something like that, and one of them put vodka in a water bottle, and he was just a little guy, and he drank the whole bottle of vodka. And if they hadn't did things in time, like, they would have lost him. I can't even drink vodka, like a shot of vodka, let alone, which I don't drink, so I don't know. But a party leads me to think that they got into something or were given something to sleep. That could be, Kelsey. Very good point. Very good point. Now, yes, that happens. It happens. These people want to party or whatever. They'll give them something to knock them out so they don't have to hear them. It happens. Thank you, Raymond. Good to see you, my friend. Really do appreciate your support. Wanted to let everyone know my daughter and granddaughter at 2:26 this morning. You had your granddaughter, Paisley Joe, weighed 8.3 pounds, 8 pounds, 3 ounces, 20 inches long. Congratulations, Raymond. That's a good Mother's Day gift to your family. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Congratulations. I really think the mother is behind this. A lot of people think that. I don't know. I think in my opinion, they both know. But what gets me is what was it, the fight that the mother left at the house with the family, or was it CPS related and she left, or was it both? Because she left and blocked him. And if they are conspiring in this together, if they're really not speaking, which I'm sure RCMP is going to be checking their phones and loved ones' phones, probably. But if they're really not speaking, that's great. That's great if they are, culpable in this. So there's that. How were they on social media if no service? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think they had service, but it was just really spotty, and maybe they went out to a cafe somewhere. I don't know. I don't think the stepdad had anything to do with it. A lot of people don't, Julie. A lot of people are really taking up for him because he actually has shown maybe a little more emotion than mom. I'm still not buying it though with him.
The RCMP said there are spots they want to revisit. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me there, obviously, as they said, there's places they want to research. So, but where are those places? Are they within the area they search? So are they going back to some specific dense areas to have an even closer look? Because, quite frankly, in dense bush, you could walk by a child and not see. And that's a sad reality of it all. So is that the plan, or are there other locations that they want to search?
When I made my first video analyzing this case 2 days ago, I titled it, "I Hope I'm Wrong," because I really do hope my theory about this case is wrong. However, once again, we have Chris corroborating something that I said in those videos, that the children, unfortunately, are probably deceased. And that's not just because
Now, they said they were bringing stuff in for lie detector test. I don't know if he's taken one. I honestly don't know if he's actually taken one yet. Has that been confirmed? Does anyone know that? Has law enforcement confirmed that? Hey, Holly, good to see you, hon. Mom reactivated Facebook just to post she's single, then shut it down again. Please tell me you're wrong. Please tell me that's wrong. Please, for God's sake, tell me that's wrong. Please tell me that's wrong. Correct. Yeah, another rumor that she's told to leave the stepdad's by the stepdad's mother. I know he requested one. So I'm getting both answers. Hasn't been confirmed and not wrong, not wrong. Hey, Mod. We won't know, Justin, since Canadian LE is very secretive. Correct. Mm-hmm. Justin, it's true you didn't read my whole comment. Did you write that earlier? I apologize. Yes, Mary. Thank you so much. Justin, maybe carbon monoxide. It would explain the mom and the stepdad in bed. See, I don't see that, Trooper's mom, because accidents, people call. They're frightened. Oh my God. It's nothing. It's something that's out of their control. A carbon monoxide, that's out of their control. So when that happens, they call, right? No. Mm-mm. Biodad is PC of. Yeah, so I don't think so on that one, Trooper's mom, in my opinion. When is the last time kids went to school before he went missing? I've heard Monday and I've heard Tuesday, so Monday or Tuesday-ish. It bothers me, though. Wednesday, there wasn't any school. Thursday, they didn't go to school again. And Friday, they apparently wasn't going to go to school again because it was 10 a.m., right? Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, no school. Thursday, didn't go to school. And Friday, she wasn't planning on to send them to school either because it was 10 a.m., right? So 3 days. 3 days. She said the child had a cough. You remember, there's only 83 kids in that entire school. April 29th, the bus driver said was the last time he's seen them on the bus. April 29th, that was Tuesday. Yep, I just looked. That's a hell of a lot of time, Ginger. Absolutely. Oh, Lisa, please. Really? Ask me how I know. Guys, listen. Please, if you have gas in your home, especially, get a carbon monoxide sensor. I have them in my house. I have the kind that you plug into a socket, and it's also got batteries as well. Pearl's waking up. Lily had a cough, but what about Jack? Thanks for the freed frame of DD. I love you.
The police seem to have some reason to suspect that's the case by winding down the search, but also because the mother Malaya and father Daniel are acting that way too. I won't go over all the indicators of that, but a quick one is that Daniel referred to Lily in the past tense when he was being interviewed about her only 4 days into their disappearance. And even more concerningly, as I pointed out in my most recent
That's
video in
true.
this case, so many
Yep,
red
we talked
flags,
about it
the
yesterday.
mother Malaya has left the area. She's literally left the county, which is something that most biological mothers of children who might still be out there in the woods somewhere, cold and afraid, simply don't do. Moreover, as Chris said there, if they are going
Now, I agree with him. If she wasn't kicked out by a family member or DHS, DC, CPS, whatever they call it there, then I really have a problem with her leaving. If those two didn't happen, if she was kicked out, that's one thing. I still don't know if I would leave, though. Because I mean, it's probably very similar in Canada. You don't have to leave. But I also said the other day, let's consider that she was an abused woman. Let's say she was abused. Well, can you understand for her leaving then? That could be a good time. I'm wondering, did they carry stuff out the house with bags for evidence? I think so. I would think so. Thank you, Kimberly, for hitting the like button. Really do appreciate that. If we get to 1,000 thumbs up, we have a chicken party. And I'm just saying, you don't want to miss the chicken party. It's amazing. You're welcome in advance.
back to research areas around the house, it could be because they think they may have missed the bodies because they're so small. These kids were just 6 and 4 years old. All right, let's keep watching.
We heard that major crimes is involved. Should that tell us anything, or is that sort of de rigueur?
I think it's standard that investigators be involved in parallel with any search, particularly of children, not a lost hunter, but two children that shouldn't be in the bush. There'd be a search or investigation to say, was there some neglectful thing? I'm not suggesting there was. How did two little children get into the bush? Or was it something else? Was there a crime involved? Were they taken by somebody known or unknown? etc. And there's all kinds of terrible possibilities that come to mind here. But obviously, major crime is there. They've had the big gun there, not a constable, detective, and a detachment. And so they're onto something here.
On that point, the stepfather has told us he suspects they might have been abducted. Does that trigger anything at the police level? How do they react to a statement like that?
Well, I mean, yeah, they'd be on it like, absolutely, because why do you think that? Who do you think did it? Who had a reason to do it?
If you've seen my videos about William Turrell, a little boy who went missing in Australia back in 2014, you'll know how happy I was to hear Chris say that, because that is the way police forces should interpret when a suspect or the parent of a missing child pushes a theory. Unless there's evidence to suggest a kidnapping, the notion that the parent of a missing child only suspects a stranger kidnapping, one of the statistically least likely scenarios, is a giant red flag for a hoax. It's such a red flag, I've included it on the Spotting Hoaxes card in my
Carmelita, or Candace, sorry, said this. Says, I have a strong suspicion this case will be solved in under 2 weeks. More. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I think it's finding them. Canada is huge and it is empty. It is so empty. And most people live near the border of the United States and Canada, right? What's the population of Nova? Let me check here. What's the population of Nova Scotia? $1,079,627. Do you know how big Nova Scotia is? Thank you so much, Lisa. Really do appreciate you. Step look on dirt roads culvert before called Elliot. Yes, that's Lisa, exactly. And what is troubling in that, right, is he said he went and looked prior to them calling 911. She said they got out of the bed, both of them. Do you hear the kids now? No. They both jumped up out of bed, looked, and immediately called 911. So that's very conflicting. Very, very conflicting, right? It can't be both, right? Little things is one thing, but that's a major thing. From my research, there's so many deep mine shafts, and it concerns me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My deception deck, my 52 favorite rules for spotting lies and manipulation. Conclusiveness about something that's not in evidence suggests that they have secret knowledge that they're not revealing to us. Whether that knowledge is that they fabricated the story entirely, which is why they know everything, or even more disturbingly, that they know for a fact the kid was kidnapped because they know who the kidnapper is.
Why do you think that? Who do you think did it? Who had a reason to do it? What makes you say that? Because at that point, as a father or stepfather or mother, you'd be thinking, oh my God, we have to find them. Where are they? Not suddenly out of the blue, oh, I think somebody abducted them. I mean, that's kind of a bizarre statement. But people are people, and they do and say different things when they're under stress. So, it's certainly a red flag, but ultimately, what does that mean in the big scheme of things? Who knows at this point?
Yeah. We heard police say they don't think the children could have gone too far, certainly not beyond that search area.
And my thoughts there, Todd, are that these are trained searchers in physical shape and proper equipment and clothing on, and they struggled to get to a certain point over a number of days. So in their minds, at the very least, they're thinking those kids could not have got further than point X. So we're going to go back and research. But then again, of course, there's the investigative piece, and we don't know where all that's going. But there's more to come in the next few days, I believe.
I agree. There's much more to come because this case is brand new. So make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when I post my next video about this case. Check the end card for my previous videos. Until next time, stay true.
I was muted. All right, guys, give it up for the big DD, Deception Detective. There we go. Justin, when was the party? Did something happen then? Well, I don't want to say that there was a party. This is just something that a neighbor, an alleged neighbor, came out and said. And he said, when I drove past there, I noticed a lot of cars. And he said, I was being judgmental in his head, saying, they're probably in there smoking on something. You know what I mean? And it wasn't tobacco or marijuana. Okay. So he's like, I was being judgmental when I drove past there because, it's rough. It's a little rough around the edges, the home is. And he said there was so many cars there out to the road that one was kind of parked on the side of the road. And he thought, well, they're in there having a time. He said it was either Wednesday or Thursday. And when Friday came around and he learned that there was 2 children missing, he's like, "Oh my god, I just drove past there. I noticed that there was cars. I judged them, and now there's 2 kids missing." Has the mother and brother spoken yet? Um, one of the grandmothers spoke. I can't remember which one it was. One of the grandmothers spoke, very, very few sentences. Brother, not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. I hope Ellie interviewed his own 2 kids. Yeah, he's got 2 kids by someone else. She has, Lily and Jack, 2 kids by someone else, and then they share one 16-month-old child together. A lot of people, Jordan, are kind of a little standoffish with his brother. And I'll tell you, someone made a good point the other day, and that four-wheeler that he was propped back on, that was the only clean thing on that property. That was the only clean thing on that property, which I found interesting. I mean, you live in Nova Scotia, right? There's not a lot of pavement anywhere, and four-wheelers aren't ATVs. They're not made for pavement anyways, right? So look how big Nova Scotia is. I mean, that's big, right? And so it's somewhere in here. I know it's close to, let me make it bigger. It's somewhere near Halifax. I can't remember where it was near Halifax, but what's the place that they're at called? I can't remember. It is, let me look. Halifax is one of the bigger cities in Nova Scotia. Roughly 25 kilometers from New Glasgow in Lansdowne Station. Let me see if I can find that. I had it on Google Maps the other day, or Google Earth. I'll look at it. We'll look at the area. And this is in Nova Scotia. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. We're going out. Okay. All right, here we go. Look at this, y'all. The train sounded close by, wondering if they may have been on the train tracks. Well, I mean, anything is possible. So this is the road that they live on. And so, I was way off. Wasn't I? Yeah, I was way off. I was saying down here. It's up here. I think, isn't it? Yeah, it's up here. Yep. Right here we are. There's so much land here. Canada is just full of natural resources. There's so many bears and everything else. Yes, you were way off. I was way off, Mary. I thought they said that it was close to there, but I was way off. His brother or her brother? Her brother have a past. I don't know if her brother has a past. I know his brother has a past. Did the children get into an enclosed area and suffocate? So, this is the thing. If there is an accident 1.5 hours from Halifax, okay, thank you, Mohawk. This is the thing. If there is some sort of accident, right, it has to be an accident that they could be deemed negligent, right? Like, you know better than allowing this to happen. You put your children in danger, which could get charges on you, right? If there is an accident, uh, a general accident, right, that God forbid your kid falls down the stairs and they are unalived, right? That is just an accident, an act of God, so they say. That's different, right? Leaving drugs out, you know better, right? That can harm your kids, right? Um, and let me tell you, it happens a lot. And if that is the truth, if CPS was involved in the past, don't know that to be true or not, but if that was the case, then you can imagine. You can imagine, right? I think it was drug related. Sad when I met Leah when she was younger. I could have imagined. You've met her. You've met Malaya in the future or in the past. I couldn't have imagined this in the future. That's for sure. I pray that the kids are found soon. I am Nicole. I said the other day, just by her speaking, which I mean, again, it can be deceiving. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like she knows what happened, but I feel like she's a good girl who's made some bad decisions. And good people make bad decisions. Doesn't mean you're a horrible person. Just means you've made some bad decisions in life. Right? What was that? Shearwater had planes, trains, and automobiles and ships, plus the foghorns. Every time you say foghorns, I think of foghorn leghorn. Mohawk. The baby's name is Meadow, correct? That's a cute name for a baby. Meadow. Oh, thank you, BJ Loan Shark. I appreciate your input. Thank you so much. We all have those boo-boo times. Well, I mean, I think, sometimes people make, especially in love, right? We can make, that's when many times your brain's not working. Or you can get trapped in these relationships. I feel like it was this relationship. Remember, they've only been together 3 years, right? We've only been together 3 years. So that's not too long. I Princess Allison Sweater Winter says she thinks the mom. Mm. Daisy, you're late. Oh my God. Daisy Love to the office, please. You're being paged. Daisy Love to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for Daisy Love. She is late. Mods, write her up. Good to see you, Daisy Love. I had a friend years ago. She told me that one of her children, uh, when they were little, overdosed on mom's pills, and then she left on her coffee table. So horrible. It can listen, and it can happen, right? And that's why you always want to put your meds. I don't care if it's Tylenol, ibuprofen, prescription, whatever. Put it up where they can't get it. And also talk to them about, you know, not putting anything other than food in your mouth, right? You don't take medicine ever. If you don't know what it is not candy, right? Is in the thick of it. It really is. It really is. Perhaps this could be a revenge type of situation. He didn't want to separate or break up, in my opinion. I mean, were they planning on breaking up? Was she planning on leaving? I mean, not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. Okay. Moving right along here. There is, we'll get to that in a second, the conspiracy stuff. They're talking, there's an article about the conspiracies going around on here. There is a new article out from Newsweek that was just dropped an hour or two ago. And it's the very latest on everything that is happening in this case. We'll do some questions. If you guys want to do a call in, we can do some call ins as well here in just a little bit. This just came out just a little bit ago. And let me pop this over right here. Okay. It's been 8 days since siblings Lily and Jack Sullivan were reported missing by their mother in rural Canada, with no sightings of the two. The RCMP have scoured through dense forest with 160 volunteers alongside drones and canine units before announcing midweek that they would be scaling back search efforts, the Guardian reported. Now, let's think about that a second as well. That's a good thing to kind of point out. Mom says it couldn't have been more than 20 minutes that she was kind of dozing in and out. She noticed that she couldn't hear the kids. I have a question, though. During this time, Mom and Step and his brother, her son, the mom's son, they live in that little RV. Were they not awake at that time? Because I don't see them just running outside and just jumping over the fence. Right? I don't see just a kid running outside, just running straight to the door and jumping straight over the fence. I don't see it, in my opinion. Where the 20-minute head start Lily had before they were discovered missing came from the mom, Magic Star. Right, they live in the RV, Mohawk. Where were they during this time? Were they in their beds too during that time? You know, it's a valid question. It's a valid question. So I don't know. And those walls in that little RV is paper thin, and I'm sure there's not a bunch of curtains around, you know. So that's just another thing that I thought about as well. Also, if it was only 20 minutes, right? If it was only 20 minutes and this happened, then once they got the drone equipment and all of that, you would think they would have found them. It covers a extreme amount of land quickly. It sees straight through the trees. The heat seeking, I've showed video of that before in other cases. It should have found them. It should have found them. Even if they weren't alive at that time, right? Now, your body, like, sorry to be a little graphic here, but it cools off about 1.5 degrees per hour. So it takes a while and it depends on how big you are. Kids and older cool down faster, but it takes a while, right? Oh, the heat show, yeah, the heat seeking shows wildlife, all of that. No, meme gene, even if you're covered up, it will show you. It'll show you. If there is any heat abnormal, right? An animal's got body heat, it's going to show that. Yeah, VA. I agree. I mean, there's 4 adults on the property, an infant and 2 toddlers yes, even if you passed. Within a certain amount of time, that is. But remember, they're only supposed to, 20 minutes? She looked on dirt roads. Oh, I already answered that. Thank you, Lisa. They used it for Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. They use it in almost every missing child's case now. The man-made forts are creepy. I didn't think they were forts. I mean, I didn't call that a fort personally, but I don't know. I mean, this technology, I've told you guys this before, it can find a mouse in the field walking. That's how good they are. That's how good they are. And, right, let's say they got out of the fence. They got out of the fence. Talked a little bit on this yesterday. All right, one got over the fence, then the other one got over the fence. Are they just going to run straight for the woods? That's not what kids do, right? They're highly impulsive. They get distracted easy, whether they're playing tag or, moving branches, playing with rocks, whatever they're doing. They're not just going to keep walking in a marathon, right? They're going to stop, play a little bit. So are they going to get far? I don't see it. Right? Mary at sea level says you have no idea what they would really do. I think we have a general consensus on how kids are. It doesn't matter what part of the world it is. Kids are kids. And kids don't just sit and run a marathon. It's not the way kids do. Much less a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old. I know this is not about Summer Wells, but Candace went live and Don was cussing her out, asking her why she was showing the kitchen. Oh, Carolyn, really? What do I think on this? I don't know. Yeah, unpredictable. I have 3. Same, Mary. Same. Daniel and his brother roaming around in the woods on a 4-wheeler is not a good thing. What stops them from moving things around after this area searched? I don't know. I really don't know on that one. All right. Quote, the likelihood they're alive right now is very low, end quote. He said during a press conference, The Guardian reported. The latest press conference from RCMP said the children are believed to have wandered away from their home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. The case is being treated as suspicious per protocol, as all missing persons cases are treated as suspicious until our investigation leads us to determine otherwise. I find that interesting, and I think that's the way, in my opinion, that should be. I think anyone goes missing and someone calls 911, I think it should be suspicious, kind of a dual investigation. I think they do it the right way, but their wording is very interesting as well. They say it is believed that they walked out on their own. That's what it said. It also says we are treating this as suspicious until it's not. Right? Loved ones missing is suspicious. I think you have to take it that way. Alafide says if they wandered away, that backpack would have been found by now, in my opinion. I believe the little girl would have taken it off after a distance. No backpack found, so I am not believing the story. Yeah. Louise, day before yesterday, they started with cadaver dogs. She was dressed, and they do not know what the boy was wearing. Hey, Susan, good to see you. How you doing? Happy Mother's Day to you, my friend. The kids could have done anything, or anything could have been done to them. Yep. Yep. If the guardians are not cleared, they should be held until the missing shows up. I think they're being watched very closely. Yesterday, they were supposedly talking to Daniel when those trucks were there. They were standing outside. That was absolutely confirmed. Hey, Marianne, thank you so much for your support, my friend. Really do appreciate that, my friend. But I went to watch. Oh my gosh, Marianne. I can sing a good baby shark. I'm just saying. Just saying. So if you need baby shark sung, I can do it. That's good. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. Enjoy your time with your grandbaby. Happy Mother's Day to you, my friend. Good to see you. That's so cute. Who's not feeling? Oh, Michelle, you're not feeling good, honey. I hope you feel better. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce this. Sipanicatic First Nation. The children are members of the Sipanicatic First Nation. I butchered that. The second largest Mi'kmaq community in Nova Scotia, according to the tribe's post on Facebook. So, indigenous. Our chief and council, administrative, and the entire community are united in our strong desire to see the children return home safely, end quote, the tribe wrote its post on Tuesday. Quote, our thoughts are with them every moment until they are found, end quote. In an on-camera interview outside of the family's home, Daniel Martell, stepfather to the missing children, told CBC that he and his wife were with their baby when the kids went out the back sliding door. Now, the back sliding door, again, they say it's virtually quiet, virtually soundless. Obviously, RCMP is going to test that out, right? They're going to go in and out of that door, and they're going to hear that door if it's soundproof. I don't know if it's soundproof. No sound, right? Is, in your opinion, Chad, do you think the door didn't make a sound? And Blunk says, I don't believe that. No way, them doors are hard as hell to open. Then it was unlocked. I don't know. Also, they get per caps. Natives of certain tribes get $1,000 check. Oh, really? So if you are like in a tribe, you do get, does the government pay you money? The bedrooms are often further away from the doors, and it seems they are used to them being loud. And, nope, not today. Could be. In my opinion, the sliding patio door locks like it was added on to the mobile. Yeah, I mean that the old trailer, like they didn't have sliding glass doors, right? This is something that someone's put in. And there's no sliding door that is going. No, I've built houses for 45 years, and there's no sliding door is quiet. It usually has a distinct sound, right? Some are a little louder than others, some are heavier than others, but there is some sort of friction there. They sell door alarms at Dollar Tree for doors and windows. Yes. Old creaky. Yeah. Noisy or not, it should have been locked. Well, I agree. Especially if you were going to sleep in late, let the kids out. But here we are, quote, they searched every rock, every root, everything, end quote, Martell said, stepdad. Quote, I've been giving them every detail, everything from my bank account statements to all the information that came off my Google Maps, end quote. Yeah. I find that a little suspicious, because that's not the way statistically, if you're doing any statement analysis or anything, it's generally not how a missing parent talks, speaking about what they have given to law enforcement to show their innocence. They know they're innocent, so they don't usually speak to the fact of, let me tell this reporter to tell the world that I'm innocent. I know I'm innocent. What can we do to find the kids? Me talking about my bank statements that I've given the police does not help you find the kids. Doesn't. It just might settle some people from judging you, but that's it. That's about you. It's not about the children missing. It's a convincing statement. Exactly, Mud. Yes. Thank you, Amy Lynn. What Google Maps info, Lily? I don't know what you mean, Jax. Yeah, Pearl took the microphone. Thank you so much, SL. Good to see you, my love. How you doing? Justin, locals in the area said they do have. Yeah. It goes to Mount Williams landfill. Let's look that up. Mount Williams landfill, Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia. Okay. And it's called, let's see here, Pictou County Solid Waste. Okay. Wait a second. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to show you all the landfill where it's at. Thank you for telling me that. This will be interesting to see. Okay. 2 seconds, y'all. What did it do? No, I don't. Okay, Google Earth. It sent me somewhere else. Sorry. All right, I'm going to show you this landfill. How you doing? We're going to the landfill together. Thank you so much for that, SL. Really do appreciate your support, my dear, and thank you for that information. So not only that, right, that there is trash pickup, but they were supposedly having like most areas have them like a spring cleanup and a fall cleanup. My area does, and you can just throw anything out and they'll take it pretty much. They come in with these big claws and they get it up and put it in the big truck. But maybe on garbage day, when was garbage? I don't know when garbage day was, but I do know that sometimes that week they were picking stuff up as a cleanup. I don't know what day it was. If anyone knows, please let me know in chat. As that, hold on, I just saw something here. Don't know what day trash was taken. I'm going to show y'all this in just a second. So doubt it. Oh, thank you, Lakeside. How you doing, darling? Appreciate ya. Good to see you, love. What's your thoughts about this, Lakeside? Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Dang it, spell check. I said it seems he's trying very hard to prove himself innocent, Lovewind says. Well, I mean, how you prove yourself innocent, this is how you prove yourself innocent. You find your child. That's how you prove yourself innocent. That's why your whole heart, mind, body, soul, generally, and again, I'm not saying anything to the effect of whether these people are innocent or not, because I honestly don't know. I have a lot of questions, but I'm not going to say, because for me, it's either an accident happened or they walked out. One of the two. Either an accident happened in that house, a negligent accident, or they walked out on their own. I don't see it any other way, personally. Is it possible? Absolutely. That they could just, walk out. Or, I mean, is it possible that a parental figure could hurt two children? Yes, it is. It's rare, except in mental health. or revenge. It happens that way too. Filicide. All right, so is this the landfill? Okay, this is the landfill. Okay, this can't be the landfill. It says it's that's the address, 220 landfill. Where's the trash? Look at this. I can't get a read on mom. I think she knows something, in my opinion. That is our landfill. You got the clean, you Canadians, my gosh. Well, it's a small area though, right? That is your landfill. I love Canadians. God, I love you. No wet diapers, no backpacks, no clothing, stuck on branches, highly unlikely. Cleanest landfill I've ever seen. Yeah. I guess it's tiny. And there's trees. Shit. Trenton, Mount William Road. Huh. Hold on, I want to see something here. When was this taken? September 2022. Okay. Where do they put the trash at? Is that the trash? Oh, here we go. Here's the trash. There's the trash. Okay. Road trip to the landfill. Listen, I am not going to any landfill again. Last time I went to a landfill, I got kicked out of it and almost got the cops called on me. I was like, are you kidding me? It was bad. So I was like, I'm just taking a video. They're like, you can't do that. I'm like, there's 2 booths here. That's all I'm looking at. I'm not actually in the landfill. They're like, call the cops. I just kept recording. I was like, sorry, he's being rude right now. I was with Molly then. I was like crazy. Yep, it was during Quentin Simon. Our landfill is very clean. We have to separate every little thing. It's not like America. Yes, because you guys, it's required to recycle. And if Americans, everyone recycled, our landfill would be a lot smaller as well. Don't get me started on all that stuff, though. Okay. Well, I wonder how far it is from the house. So they're up here somewhere. Okay. All right. Moving along. Good. I believe in recycling. I think it should be required to make people recycle, in my opinion. Okay. I want to share a video now from Evil Exist. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate that. If we get to 1,000 thumbs up, we have a chicken party. And I'm just telling you, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Okay. Just telling you.
Lily and Jack are still missing, and this case is very close to my heart, since my children are of similar age. I don't believe that they were abducted by a stranger, or wandered off into the woods by themselves. I believe the answers lie close to home, and that the truth will come out soon. Police are preparing to bring in cadaver dogs, and had boats on the water searching. My heart broke a little more this morning for Jack and Lily, as I saw their drawings and artwork on the wall inside the family home.
Look at
At
this.
first, it was rumored that the children were nonverbal and wouldn't talk to anyone. However, the mother seemed to clear that up very quickly, claiming that they would talk to anyone. They were very friendly. We can definitely confirm that the children are verbal, as even the bus driver talked about them being chatty, always laughing and being happy on the bus rides. Jack loves bugs and dinosaurs, and Lily likes girly things, but will apparently follow Jack everywhere. They are like best friends, according to the stepfather, and not just brother and sister. Others said that Jack loves to dig for worms, and likes to turn over pieces of wood to find bugs. They sound like such adorable children, full of energy. This photo of their art
Watch this.
was released, and at the bottom here, we can see Jack's paintings.
This, when you see a child's art, it really hits you. You know what I mean? Lily took care of Jack, in my opinion. Came into effect in Eastern Canada. It's so sad. Love your chick parties. Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
His name in red and another green painting too. I think the green painting are some insects, since Jack has a love for them. Lily writes beautifully, and she wrote a few sentences about her mom. The topic sentence says, "This is my mom." Important detail number 1, my mom bakes cupcakes. Important detail number 2, we play with toys. Important detail number 3, we watch movies, and then finally at the end, as an ending sentence, she wrote, "I love my mom." There is also a beautiful painting of a dragon next to Lily's writing,
Night, Miss
but it's
Mary.
unclear who painted or
Blessings.
drew that. Let's continue to keep precious Jack and Lily in our prayers, and may the police figure out who is responsible for their disappearance.
That's a great video from Evil Exist, our friend of the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Evil Exist. Link will be shared in the description for the replay crew. Evil Exist is a channel that short bites, very condensed on the latest. I highly recommend their channel. Very credible source, in my opinion. Yeah, they were slow in school. It makes me think they don't get much help with homework at home. Just saying. You know, they were allegedly behind in school. That is true. And you could have a very good point there. You know, some of us don't grow up in the ideal situation, right? We don't pick our parents. We just don't pick. We don't pick our parents. We don't pick the country we were born into, any of that. And, you know, growing up in poverty or addiction, anything like that, you've already got, you know, a lot of cards stacked against you. And it's really sad. It's really sad. And it's, you know, sometimes mom, dad, they have so much going on up here, whether it's mental illness, addiction, or whatever. They don't even take care of themselves, let alone, you know. And but there's some that do. You know, it just depends. It really does just depend. But I you know, I think mom seems more educated, but I mean, she talks good. You know, she speaks good to me. She seems, you know, she kind of soft spoken. Um, Parents supposed to do things to get them ready for school. Carol, I don't disagree with that. I 100% agree with that. But it does, you know, that's what a lot of people supposed to do, but they just don't. This has just made me sick. My granddaughter will be 5 in July and my grandson 3 Monday. Oh, Candace. That's tough. That's really tough. Okay. Moving along here. We're going to talk about, there's an article out. And again, thank you, Evil Exist, our friend. Good to see you and hope you are well. Okay. This is something that just came out yesterday. Conspiracy theorists are going wild over this case of 2 missing children. And they're talking specifically about the TikTok crews. I'm telling you, those TikTokers, it is something there. It's TikTok sleuthers have latched onto their latest mystery, filling the case of a missing brother and sister with speculation and conspiracy. Lily and Jack Sullivan, 6 and 4, were reported missing from their home in Nova Scotia, Canada, in a frantic phone call on Friday last week. The mother said that she was asleep and their stepfather, Daniel Martel, and their 16-month-old baby at the time. When she woke up, they were gone. There has been a large scale of search in the thick forest. After 6 days of scouring, police now believe it is not likely that the siblings are alive, and the operations has been scaled back. Let's get to the conspiracy part. Police believe Jack and Lily wandered off in the woods together and got lost. But TikTok is now awash with baseless claims of a kidnapping implicating their stepfather, Daniel. So I disagree with this person writing this article a little bit, in my opinion. I understand that there is crazy conspiracies out there on many of these platforms. But the RCMP said that they take every missing persons case as foul play, and it is something that they are also considering. Now, what I think social media needs to do better is state when they are speculating or when it's in their opinion versus fact. Right? Soldier Girl, is it your birthday? Is it our Soldier Girl's birthday? Happy birthday, Soldier Girl. We salute you, Soldier Girl. Thank you so much, my dear. So, I think, where it hurts is people and creators saying things that they think happened as actually happening when it's just speculation. My birthday is 8/8. What? So where did we get it was your birthday from? I have to admit some of my comments, but I've seen are pretty over the top, Justin, but that's just my opinion. At Love Wins, I understand and I agree with you. Some of the comments are insanity, in my opinion. I agree with that. But opinions versus facts is differently, right? You can say, I don't know what happened, but I do know from such and such case before that this happened, or, from my years of experience on, being in true crime, that this happens many times. This, where the stories differ between the two parents and stuff like that. I think that's, a good thing. Oh, SL, my baby, 18 months. How are you doing, SL? She's an OG. SL's a ride or die, Pearl. Justin, thank you for all you do. Happy Mother's Day to all the Pearls. Thank you so much, SL, my friend. Good to see you. I really do appreciate you, SL, more than you know, honey. Every single one of you in here. Thank you. Some comments are so heartbreaking. It's awful. I've seen particularly the psychics that have been really, really tough. Sleuths online have weaponized his own theory against him, arguing that, quote, he wants the heat off of him, end quote. Interviews with Daniel during conferences have been meticulously pulled apart to find what some claims are inconsistencies and red flags of his body language. Well, I disagree with her again here, because body language is most of our communication. Verbal is actually a very small part of communication, right? Um, Don Grandma 3. Oh my God. Another OG. How are you doing? On missing. I wish psychics wouldn't say unalive so hard on missing children parents. Hatter says. Yeah, I understand. I am First Nation Cree, not stereotyping. Okay. I need to do more research, because I'll be the first to tell you I'm ignorant when it comes to um any of like the First Nation uh history and all that it means in Canada. Um so there's that. DPS made her leave. I mean, that's what's rumored, Stephen. I have not seen law enforcement, they're not going to tell us. They're just not going to tell us. The mom doesn't look indigenous to me. Well, the dad, it could be the father. Well, I don't know. I mean, okay, so let's talk about, like, in America, you have to be a percentage, don't you? It's like some percentage to be indigenous. And so it may be similar to that there. I visited Canada and wished I could visit again. It's beautiful. Canada is amazing. I would live in Canada if it wasn't so damn cold during the winter. Love Canada. Love, 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 love Canada. Love Toronto. Love Vancouver. I've been on the west side of Canada. I've been on the east side of Canada. I've been in the middle part of Canada. I just haven't gone way up north. I don't really care about that. You have to provide proof in Canada as well. Okay. What started my love for Canada was Niagara Falls. And I used to go to Canada my birthday, every single year. there was a neighbor that said there was a major drug party. Yeah, twisted it. There was and again, the person didn't come out with their name, so that's why I'm hesitant to say that. I'm not saying that they're lying or they're being untruthful, but they didn't put their names out, and probably they wanted to protect themselves. But they're probably telling the truth. But it was them driving by. I would love to go to Niagara Falls. Don't go on the American side. The American side sucks. Absolutely sucks. You go on the Canada side, and that's where all the fun is. America side, we have nothing on the Canadian or on the American side of Niagara Falls. It's horrible. Like, it's nothing. You go over to the Canada side, you've got Maid of the Mist you can ride, you've got Ripley's Believe It or Not, you've got all kinds of food, people making candy. I mean, so many restaurants, museums. It's a party. I love it. Great hotels. You've got the big tall ass building there. You can have you can go to the restaurant up there. It's the revolving restaurant and all that. American side, crickets. And you really can't see Niagara Falls good from the American side either. You got to go to the Canada side. CB, good to see you. 2 months. How you doing? Justin, thank you for all you do. I love this channel and chat. Love being a pro. CB, the pleasure is truly all mine. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. I really do appreciate you. I can't do it without you. If it's not for you guys, I really couldn't do it as much as I do. So thank you all for your support. Very rare, 100% Native American bloodline. Yeah, yeah. I live in a beautiful British Columbia, Canada. You need to write a book on good places to travel. I've been a lot of places. I traveled a lot for almost a decade straight. Nearly everywhere. Now I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere now. I've been to the USA and couldn't wait to get back home to Canada. It's just so different. Is it? Do you think, True Crime Junkie? You think it's so different? How so? I'll let you know your new P.O. Box daily. Daily, honey, you didn't call me. Are you okay? Are you okay? I've been telling people to pray for you. Been on the Maid in the Mist on the American side. Really? I didn't know you could go on the American side even. I think the mother wanted to get the old life, like Lily and Jack with her old relationship, when their dad was jealous that the stepdad loved them, and she probably paid someone to get. You think? I don't know, Twisted. I don't see that happening personally. I didn't tell him Daily. I told him you was going through some tests and you found out some really bad stuff. So you guys see what Daily just wrote. Please keep her in your prayers. Please, guys. All right. Let's get on with it. Sorry, I was kind of talking about a bunch of stuff there. I want to show y'all this that was going on. We love Daily, and I love her husband too. He's so good, such a good guy. All right, guys. gutter snipe. I have never been to Australia. That's one place I have never been. I want to go to Australia and I want to go to New Zealand. And that's still on my bucket list, and I will go to Australia and New Zealand. I speak it into existence. It's such a long ass ride though. Such a long ass ride. Guys, if I move to Australia for 6 months, would y'all support me? Please. I'll do a tour in Australia for you. I'll do it. Yes, Debbie, I sure have.
More now on the search for the missing Sullivan children, and we're joined by CTV public safety analyst Chris Lewis. Chris, during your tenure as commissioner of the Ontario Provincial Police, of course, you would have seen similar cases to this. What struck you about that RCMP update yesterday and what they had to say? Was there anything?
Yeah, absolutely there was, Todd. And I saw many searches throughout my career through all ranks across the broad expanse of Ontario. And many of them ended well and many of them didn't. This is a heartbreaker, absolutely. But what struck me the most, I think, is that I left it with a feeling that the RCMP know more than they're telling us.
That's
And
what
I
I
get
thought,
that.
Kathleen.
You can't tell the public everything. And the detective staff sergeant, I believe, major crime fellows said it very well. I just can't tell you certain things right now. Well, if there's certain
Ginger, when you fly that far, you absolutely get sedated. You tell your doctor, if you know your doctor, tell them to give you something that will knock you out. That's exactly what I do on the trips. Oh my God. I used to go to Hawaii a lot, and there was this specific plane that I could get first class round trip to Hawaii and back for $800. Now that was 15 years ago, but it still wasn't a lot for first class. And it was first class with beds, right? The seats turned into beds. And I would have the doctor give me some sleeping pills, and I would drink the little drink that they gave you and go to bed. And until the flight attendant said, "They're getting off the plane." That's what I did.
certain things you can't tell, then ultimately there's leads they're following up, in my view.
Okay.
Who, when, where, and why is another issue, but they're
I love
on to
Oahu.
something.
We heard they don't think the siblings could be alive. Was that something of a surprising admission?
It was an absolute shock to me, to be honest, because I'm thinking after 5-6 days, there's a good chance they're still alive. The weather hasn't been that bad. I've seen searches where people have been 2 weeks in the bush under horrendous conditions. One man was legally blind and still alive. So you just never give up. So to make that statement also makes me think that they're suspecting something more than a couple of children lost in the bush.
This is the full interview.
The RCMP said there are spots they want to revisit. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me they're obviously, as they said, there's places they want to research. So, but where are those places? Are they within the area they search? So are they going back to some specific dense areas to have an even closer look? Because, you know, quite frankly, in dense bush, you could walk by a child and not see them. And that's a sad reality of it all. So is that the plan, or are there other locations that they want to search within some other area, but not kind of an expanded search through that dense bush?
We heard that major crimes is involved. Should that tell us anything, or is that sort of de rigueur?
I think it's standard that investigators be involved in parallel with any search, particularly of children, not a lost hunter, but two children that shouldn't be in the bush, particularly of children, not a lost hunter, but two children.
This is a safety analyst here. So he knows what he's talking about. The mom is on dating sites. So in the wild with Kyle, what I'm going to say is just something that was said in chat earlier, and again, I don't want to say it's true because I have not seen it, but a lot of people said yes, I will say that, and there was a couple that said no. But I don't know if you've seen this in the wild with Kyle. I like your name, by the way. They stated that mom allegedly reactivated her profile and updated her status as single. And if that is so, that's very concerning for me. That's very concerning. And you're like, why, Justin? She just updated her profile. Because we are they're searching for your children. That's why. They're searching for your children. And that should be the last ass thing that you're thinking about. Again, if that is true, yes, she did do that, Ann said. So that makes me think, in my opinion, that mom is concerned with other things. If that's the case, she sure moves on fast, dang. It would, Mama. It would. Yes. How old is she again? She's in her 30s, isn't she? That should be I would fuck updating your status. How about that? I mean, if again, a lot of you guys are saying it's true. I haven't seen it. But I just can't imagine. And because I think Kyle in the Wild just said she was allegedly on dating sites. What's next? A new tattoo, right, Marge? Oh my God, right? Like, you could not get me to do that. You just, I wouldn't want a relationship for a long ass time. Like, they're saying, they're saying that her kids are deceased, most likely. Does anyone get that? Like, they're saying they're most likely deceased. And you're updating your profile that you're on the market? I cannot comprehend that. Does anyone got like a screenshot or something they can send to me and show me that? What loved ones? They said she allegedly reactivated it and updated it to single. Yeah, I need a receipt.
Children that shouldn't be in the bush, there'd be a search or investigation to say, was there some neglectful thing? I'm not suggesting there was. How did two little children get into the bush? Or was it something else? Was there a crime involved? Were they taken by somebody known or unknown? Etc. And there's all kinds of terrible possibilities that come to mind here. But obviously, major crime is there. They've had the big gun there, not a constable, detective, and a detachment. And so they're onto something here.
On that point, the stepfather has told us he suspects they might have been abducted. Does that trigger anything at the police level? How do they react to a statement like that?
Well, I mean, yeah, they'd be on it like, absolutely, because why do you think that? Who do you think did it? Who had a reason to do it? What makes you say that? Because at that point, as a father or stepfather or mother, you'd be thinking, oh my God, we have to find them. Where are they? Not suddenly out of the blue, oh, I think somebody abducted them. I mean, that's kind of a bizarre statement. But people are people, and they do and say different things when they're under stress. So, it's certainly a red flag, but ultimately, what does that mean in the big scheme of things? Who knows at this point?
Yeah. We heard police say they don't think the
No, that's
children
fine.
could have
That's fine,
gone
Mama Benito, with that.
too far, certainly
I like
not
how
beyond that search area.
And my thoughts there, Todd, are that these are trained searchers in physical shape and proper equipment and clothing on, and they struggled to get to a certain point over a number of days. So in their minds, at the very least, they're thinking those kids could not have got further than point X. So we're going to go back and research. But then again, of course, there's the investigative piece, and we don't know where all that's going. But there's more to come in the next few days, I believe.
Public safety analyst for CTV, Chris Lewis, always good to have your insight on these kind of things. We appreciate it.
You too, Todd. Always my pleasure.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with much more of your 6 o'clock news.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can find this Cognizance in Crime. I haven't seen Cognizance in a while. I hope they're okay. Crime. Let me look here. Here we go. Did they post it on their YouTube? On her TikTok. Okay. All right. Let me get that. Thank you. I'll pull that up. TikTok, mother chickens. Is it under... What's it under? Let me see here. Where's it at? 510. Okay. Love you too daily. Oh, you texted me the link. Thank you. That makes life a lot easier. Thank you. It's so hard when you're live because you need to be talking and you're trying to find it. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. I'm really bad at it.
Folks, this is some breaking information. Okay, this is some breaking information in the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. This piece of crap right here. Let me tell y'all how
Will you do me a favor and drop Cognitive's link on her TikTok?
good my intuition is. I done told y'all something ain't right about this woman right here. Something ain't been feeling right to me. My intuition is speaking to me. Something ain't right with this girl right here. Okay. Y'all can say all you want about Daniel Martel, but that man don't have to be there. Okay. He's not legally married to this chick. He doesn't have to be there doing all this. He don't have to be searching with the police every day. He don't have to be out there blood, sweat, and tears in them woods. He don't have to be putting up with everybody driving by his house being disrespectful. He don't have to deal with none of this. Okay, I believe he genuinely loves those kids.
Tell us, girl. Yes.
But what about this piece of crap right here? Let me tell you what she did. So when the kids went missing, she quickly deactivated her Facebook account.
You don't think so? A lot of people
took
don't
down
think so.
everything except one video of the kids at a birthday party. Okay. And prior to that, let me show you what her book face page looked like before she deactivated it. Right here, you can see Malia Brooks Murray. She's got a picture of her and Daniel there as her profile pic. She's got Jack, Lillian Meadows' birth dates there.
I'll make it bigger for you.
Okay, there's nothing in the details about being in a relationship or single. She didn't need to. She already had the photo up there, right? Well, let me show you what this crazy bitch did. And yes, excuse my French, but that's what she is at this point. That's my feelings, and I'm sticking to them. Let me show you what she did between sometime last night and today. This woman...
Holy fuck. Oh my God. She did it. Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh. She did it. Oh my God.
Done reactivated her account
Look,
today.
look. 95 friends, Lily 32219, 10 29 20, Jack, Meadow 12 5 23.
This woman done
Single.
reactivated this night
Hold on.
and today.
Lives in New Glasgow from Nova Scotia.
Hey, this woman done reactivated her account, put up a profile pic of Lily and Jack, and down there in the details, she done changed her relationship to single. She had the nerve to get out here and let the whole world know, hey, I'm back on the market. I got two missing kids, don't have a clue where they are. I ain't out there looking for them, but I'm here to let y'all know I'm back on the market. I'm single.
What did I
Ain't
just say a
this
minute ago?
about
Back
a
on the market.
bitch? Can you absolutely believe it? This woman ain't worried about nothing about where her kids are. She's got all the nerve in the world to come.
Like I said, they are saying, ma'am, that your children are deceased. The last thing you should be worried about is a fucking updating your social media status. This is the thing. Listen, hold on. I'm trying not to judge. I'm really trying not to judge. Are we sure that that's not someone that made up another profile? Are we sure? I'm really hoping somebody else just made up that profile. Ugh. I'm trying to give her some credit here, man. I'm just praying that nobody made up that profile. Or I'm praying that someone did make up that profile, actually. I want to know the links. But this is the thing. If she unactivated it and then she reactivated it and she changed her status and changed the picture, has anyone checked Tinder for her? No, Jax. I'm not a fan.
Come out here, reactivate her Facebook just to let people know she's single. People, there is something wrong here. I'm going to call it. This woman got something to do with them kids going missing. I'm
Courtney.
calling it right now. And if it ain't that, then this woman needs to be in a padded room in a mental institution because damn it, she ain't right. She ain't right, and you can't tell me nothing different. This poor man, Daniel Martell. Oh my God. If y'all got anything negative to say about that boy on
I noticed that, Tracy. I noticed that. I noticed that you could see 95 friends before, and now you can't see friends. And that's one of the reasons I was like, was it made up? But someone said it was from 2022, which is when she's supposedly 22, 23, 24. Yep, that would be 3 years. Or 2 years, 3 years, almost 3 years. Honey, they're Canada. There's only 85 kids in the whole school. She's pissed.
my page, I'm a boot you because let me tell you what, that man ain't worried about being single or not. He's on there looking for her kids, not even his blood, her kids. This piece of dog pile crap right here, y'all, this the one right here. She knows something. You can't tell.
Thank you so much, Tina. Really do appreciate that. Tina said, Justin, earlier in chat, someone said the bio's dad's mom has been speaking out about the case. I have seen her speak well, not really speak, but an article that she did over the phone, and she wasn't, which I read that the other day, but I haven't seen anything else. If anyone's seen anything else that she has spoken out on in the last day or two, let me know. Send it to me. 1.5 hours is late to call 911. Well, I mean, supposedly she says 20 minutes. And he said he was out before, they called 911. Hid friends. Well, that's interesting too. It is interesting. She may have, I mean, if it is her, she may not want him to see the friends, or obviously the public to see. Yep. Belinda Gray. Yep. Let me look. Let me look and see if she's spoken out again. It's Bely, and is it Gray, Gray? Okay. Lily Sullivan. Let's see. Let me look on here. I really hope, guys. I hope she didn't do that. We don't want that. We don't want that. Belynda. Okay. Maternal side is Cindy Murray, Cyndy Murray, and Henry Brooks are Malea's parents. Henry Brooks was the person who was in jail, not the biological father. Stepdad's ex-wife is Christy Lee Tucker, the mother of his two children. Unsure if they are the stepdad's family or the biological family's brother. Belinda Gray, grandparent, and is it pronounced Shala? Kalsa. Is it Kalsa? Okay. Kalsa Gray is the aunt. Biological dad is Cody Sullivan. Is this the Belinda? Nope, that's not her. Let's see here. Let's try Lily Jack Sullivan. Online speculation and severely helps situations like this, in my opinion. So many different opinions. What happens was when I woke up was. Let's look here. What did Ginger say? Yeah, people spell their names now. Like it can be Belinda, and it'll be, how do you spell Belinda? Bxzlquenda. Belinda. Duh. Jack's Rewind. Justin played a great one earlier. Oh, did I?
What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet.
Okay, wait a second. I got a question. They were outside playing, but we didn't know that at the time. My question is, how does she know it now? You caught it too. I've only watched this a couple times. His mom. Well, Robini, that was my question earlier. There's 4 adults on this property. So if she's seen her grandkids outside, this was 20 minutes. Mm-mm. No. No, no. Mm-mm. That was the question, who's seen them out. People are saying grandma did. She heard them, I think. She said no. Oh, grandma heard them? Mm. She said I'd say not asking him. She says we're not the kind who tell our them not to go outside alone. We're always watching them. Oh, that doesn't make sense either. I mean, of course you tell your kids if they can go outside or not when they're that age. Of course you do. They're 4 and 6. If you don't, then they think they can just run outside while you're asleep or at any time, right? I mean, I don't know how anybody's sleeping with a 4 and 6-year-old and a 16-month-old. I'm going to play it again. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them.
Hold on. So they heard them not playing outside. Hold on. I listen, I got to break this down. We got to break this down. Edgar, you're right. I run everything with a fine-tooth comb. So fine, it wouldn't even slip through your hair plugs. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next.
What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on.
They're not the type of kids. This is it. Look at this. They're not the type of kids. Hold on. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there. What? That has confused me since I first heard it. Not using their names, she sounds disconnected. Absolutely. Why isn't she more upset these kids have been gone long at the point and she's not worried about they are going through only herself? Yes. Daniel may not have done something, but he knows something. I agree. I think they both know something at the very minimum. Remember, the mother killed her kid because the BF wanted to be a step parent, and the mom got jealous and killed her kid to step. Oh yeah, that happens. Is that what she said though? What do you mean, is that what she said? That's what she just said. I don't understand. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there watching them. So we tell them to not go outside on their own, but we're always out there watching them. I think she's very nervous here. I agree. A 1,000%. You can hear when I get really nervous a lot of times, like really, really nervous, my voice shakes. My voice shakes. Sometimes my hands shake. So it's a common thing in my family, especially like even when some people in my family, it's like they have Parkinson's, they shake and they're not even nervous. But being nervous is one thing, but your kids missing is not nervous. That's fear. That's anguish. It's more nervous is I'm nervous, I'm in front of the camera. Scared. This interview reminds me of the Little Feather actor speech. I don't know that, but I need to look that up. All right, here we go. Y'all were saying play it
We
again.
woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own.
They're not the type of kids. They're not the type of kids we tell them to go. They're not the type of kids. ... We tell them not to. Did she say not? It's so hard to follow. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there. Okay. So she's saying we tell them not to go outside on their own. But I guess she means when we're outside, we're watching them. Tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there. Right? She had to backpedal to run away. I definitely think it's one of those Edgars, like where he stops in mid-sentence and says something else, but I don't know with her.
In and out of sleep, and they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door and we can't hear it.
So this is my question. If grandma heard them, I'm sorry, but if you hear kids, your grandkids outside, aren't you going to look out the window? Aren't you going to look out the window at 10 a.m.? They're home from school. They're supposed to be sick, right? They're home from school. She had a cough. Grandma obviously knows that. Grandma knows that they have a cough. This would be their second day home. How close are those kids to the step grandparents, though? We don't know enough. That's fair. That's fair. But if those kids are outside, I don't know.
When it opens, and they were outside playing, but can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call.
Sorry, guys. I need to rewind. I need to rewind this.
And we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911.
Now, again, Edgar said instantly. Instantly. I called 911 because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Was this slider closed? She doesn't say that. The route or room, she was about to say. Yes, Rocco. Yes. 1,000%. She instantly caught. You caught that too. Yeah. It was quiet. I wondered, what was she going to say? You think so, Sweet Winter? Those ain't her grandbabies. They're not. You're right. You're right. But listen. I mean, you've been with them, what, for 3 years? What middle-aged woman, doesn't like, kids at that age? Instantly is added unnecessarily twice. Aware of it at the time. What the hell does that mean? Well, that's what I said earlier. I said, how does she know the kids were outside? And people were saying that the step grandma heard it, because my question was, there's 4 adults on this property, and 2 are allegedly in bed, and the other 2 live at the end of the yard in an RV. Even if the grandmother doesn't like the mom, this would give her ammo to criticize her for. Does anyone know Daniel's brother's name? Yeah, I said it a minute ago. I can't remember his name.
I just had the instinct I needed to call. Heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And
Nope. Look at this right there. I just noticed that. And I know people's like, oh, Justin, you're being ridiculous. But she's looking out, and then she says, but, and she looks down. If you look down like that, or you're up, especially, you're usually recalling something. I think it's perhaps a script.
And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking.
No. You're both not going to get up. Hell no. You're both not going to get up. Do you hear the kids? No. Go check on them, Daniel. Or you get up. You're both not going to just jump up. Nope. You're both not going to jump up. You're just both not going to jump up out of bed. You're laying there dozing in and out of sleep. Right? Now, if you heard a kid crying that they got hurt or something, you might both jump up. You might both jump up. But you don't hear anything? No. You're both not going to jump up. One of you might jump up. You're going to say, you're not going to jump up. You're going to say, go check on them what they're doing. Is what you're going to say. Go check on them what they're doing. What was the temperature there that day at 10 a.m.? Let me check. What was the temperature? Does someone know? I need to know the temperature at 10 o'clock. Somewhere around there. 1 second, y'all. All right, guys, sorry. Or has a kite, maybe allegedly. They weren't aware at the time the kids were playing outside. Who made them aware? Boo, that was my question, but it was, they said that step grandma allegedly heard them outside. I like how you think, Justin. Thank you. I think they both had script written. I mean, let's just think, anytime past Tuesday, they could have had plenty of time to write a script. I'm not saying they did, but they could have had plenty of time. I need to know that temperature. Was it raining that time? I don't think it was raining. Where do they live? Again, I cannot remember. I never can remember. Damn, let me find out where they live. This is very important because I got something to think about here, to consider. I need to know. Community is a local cars, logging trucks. Yeah, I know it's Nova Scotia, but I need to know. I can't remember. 48 degrees. 48 degrees. I was thinking it was in the 40s or something. All right. One degree Celsius. Let me see here. 1 Celsius to Fahrenheit. If it was 1 degree Celsius, that's 33.8 Fahrenheit. I think it was warmer than that. That might have been the low. Yes, down in the dark. How do they know only 20 minutes passed? That would be my question too. But let's think about this. 10C, you're from Canada, right? So about 50 degrees. 50 degrees is cold. It's cold. It's cold. No doubt about it. 50 degrees. It's cold. It's not warm. That's pretty cool outside. Now, let's think about this. That little trailer. That little trailer. That little trailer. I don't see a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old closing that door. Almost at 1,000 likes. We have a chicken party. If we get to 1,000 likes, mother chickens. Come on, let's do it. Hit me, baby, one more time. Just the tip. Get the tip of that finger and just go right there. And go to your husband's phones and you say, go to that little blonde boy's page and hit that thumbs up. Do that for me, honey. Okay. But to use Justin, that temp is nice. What is it? But to us, that temperature is nice? Probably. I mean, 50 degrees here is good in March, beginning of March. Right? Hey, Lolly, good to see you, baby. But I don't see a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old closing that door. Right? And that's a 500 square foot trailer. It's going to be warmer than 50 degrees in that trailer. Right? You're going to have heat. You're going to have heat on. Room temperature 70 degrees, right? 70, 72, 70. If that door was open, within 20 minutes, it cools down quick. You're going to feel a difference in your house quick. It drops from 50 to 70 degrees in your house. 50 degrees outside is different than 50 degrees inside. Way different. Way different. Yeah, it's been cold here too. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's 54 degrees here right now. 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Hold on. Watch this. Celsius. Or no. 1 second. No. So 54 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. It's 12 degrees Celsius here right now. For 14 and 16-year-olds, likely not. You mean bad actors? It's 4 and 6, baby. 4 and 6. Whose kids shuts doors behind them? Many just run outside without a care. I know my boys, when they were smaller, I would be like, go. I can't tell you how many times I would get in the car to take them to school, and I would be like, go close the door. You just left it open. Go close the door. Canadian after a cold winter is warm. I understand. Trust me. I live in a very cold climate too. But 54 degrees inside or 12 degrees Celsius inside is different than 12 degrees Celsius outside. It's different. It's different, right? You go outside 54 degrees, that time of year, you're like, oh, a lovely day. You go, if it's, 10 degrees Celsius inside, 50 degrees inside, you're going to be like, it's cold as hell. We wear shorts when it's 52 here. Yeah. One of my sons, he wants shorts all year. All year. It can be 10 below. And he's like, I want shorts. I don't. Very rarely wears pants. I work in a part of Canada. He's really tall. Depending on where you live, the temp affects you differently. This is the rainy season in parts of Nova Scotia. Shut the door. You're letting the heat or cold out. Yeah. Mine was always, do you live in a barn? Were you born in a barn? The older I get, the colder I get. Yes. That's what people say. I like it cold in my bedroom when I'm sleeping, though. I love to wear shorts and a hoodie. Yeah. Hatters, I like to sleep inside of half the blanket with my other leg and the other half out. So I get it. That's how my oldest is, shorts year round. Not me. Yeah. You're letting the bot air out. Oh, I've never heard that one. Domestic. That's funny. Okay. Look at this. Yes, with the fan going. I can't do a fan. I have to do air conditioner. If I sleep with the fan on me, like I can have a fan on me here most of the time, but when it's cold and I have my air conditioner on and I have my fan on, if I sleep with a fan on me, I wake up sick. You'll hear me a lot of times. I'm like, this fan's going to give me pneumonia because it stops me up immediately. We can't cool the country. I haven't heard that one either. But I love the sound of a fan or an air conditioner running. I have to have the sound. Okay. Look at this. RCMP searched the dense forest behind the home in a helicopter. Yes, Sarah, same. Plaincloths investigators arrive again to speak to Mr. Martell again. This was yesterday. I think this came out today. Basically, at the point, they just want to look at any tech that could help match up any phones that came into the yard. He said that afternoon, a friend drives him to the Children's Protective Services office in Stelleron, where he requests to see his 16-month-old daughter. This is getting bitter, I think. Do y'all see this? Hold on. Let me make this bigger for y'all. Someone just sent me this. So he went to the CPS office and said, no. So they went to the house and spoke to him again. Basically, at the point they wanted to look at any tech that could help them match up any phones that came into the yard, he said that afternoon. A friend drives him to Children's Protective Services in Stelleron. that makes me wonder. That makes me wonder if they think that he had help. Did someone help him? I'll read it again. Sure. RCMP searched the dense forest behind the home in a helicopter. Plaincloth investigators arrive again to speak to Mr. Martell. Quote, basically, at this point, they just want to look at any tech that could help match up any phones that came into the yard, end quote. He said, that afternoon, a friend drives him to the Children's Protective Service office in Is it Stellarton? I said Stellaron earlier. Stellarton, where he requests to see his 16-month-old daughter, but was denied. As of now, I can't be around Meadow, Daniel said during an interview the following day. With the kids going missing, Children Protective Services wants to keep a tight leash on everything. He cannot see those kids. He cannot see those kids. Why? Why can't you see your kids? She can. She's got her kid. Nope. Something. I'm telling you, it's him. I'm telling you. She knows. Sorry. I know a lot of y'all. She's got the 16-month-old. So we probably what they said 16-month-old here, Mohawk. That afternoon, a friend drives him to the Children's Protective Services office in Stellarton, where he requests to see his 16-month-old daughter, but is denied. This is Daniel talking now. Quote, as of now, I can't be around Meadow, the 16-month-old, end quote. He said during an interview the following day, quote, with the kids going missing, CPS wants to keep a tight leash on everything. Oh my God. They're crazy maternal. It doesn't matter though, right? I mean, if he is the biological father, I believe they found drugs in that house, and that is the reason. I think it's a combination. And that's why she had to leave. And I think they got in a fight because of that. Does that mean the baby is in custody of CPS? She supposedly has the 16-month-old. Linda, I agree. Listen, I agree. But this is the thing, right? You got to think about other cases, right? Think of other cases. They can usually still see their kids, even if, one of their kids is missing. Unless CPS said, ma'am, either he needs to get out of here or you need to get out of here. Because kind of like an Edgar and KK's thing, we speculate that maybe there's what we call an alleged perpetrator, and they need to get out of the house until the investigation is complete. And I tell you something, if she doesn't have Meadow, then that says even more. That says even more. That would be like Don and Candace Wells. Remember, Don and Candace Wells, a couple weeks after Summer went missing, they took the kids. Never been back. This is getting interesting. Very interesting. Lucy Lou, you can't, CPS can't discriminate on poverty. They can if it's deemed a safety hazard, they can take them. It has to be life and death. But if you're my girlfriend, you probably know, I won't even say it. So they can't judge you based upon your wealth status. It has to do with the safety of the children in the home. You can live in filth pretty much in a lot of places, and even though I don't consider that safe, as long as there's not like dog shit laying around everywhere, then that it becomes a hazard. But if it's just piles of shit everywhere, nothing new. Unless you had to deal with CPS when my ex lost custody of my kids due to her drug problem. CPS wanted nothing to do with me and cited they don't recognize paternal rights unless you have an expensive lawyer. Where do you live, US? USP? USEH? Does Meadows' birth certificate have him on it? That makes a difference. You're right, Southern Sense. If he is not on the birth certificate, that can change things too. Oh, Alberta, gotcha. Dirty diapers, dishes, and clothes, trash all over the house, and bugs. Disgusting. Yeah, VA Dynamics. There's been a lot of pictures where he's got kind of like sores on his face and stuff. Yep, and I believe that they were going to take those kids. Well, they did take the kids. You can be poor and immaculate, right? Poverty or wealth does not mean clean. Cleanness has nothing to do with a social status at all, a wealth status at all. So far, I'm seeing Michaela moved in with Jack with the 3 children already in her possession. What do you mean, Magic Star? I'm seeing that Michaela moved in with Jack. What do you mean? Oh, I think I see what you're saying now. When she moved in with all 3 of her kids in. Yeah, we're talking about now, though. This happened the other day. He went to the CPS office the other day and was like, I want to see my daughter. She's, 16 months old. And they said, sorry, can't do that. Can't do that. Sorry. Justin, if she's staying with her mother, then CPS would let the baby stay with her because of her mom. You would think. Now, mom is on some sort of indigenous place, right?
Around both this investigation and this mystery around what happened to these two young children. Yesterday, the RCMP announcing they've scaled back their search. They said they're going to be circling back on areas that have been looked at before. So what does that tell you, this move signal at this stage of the investigation?
Well, yeah, thanks for having me, Anne-Marie. There's a couple of things at play here. Either the police know more than we do, which is quite likely.
You know what? You're right, Magic Star. You're absolutely right. Because they were, hold on. They've been together about 3 years, from what I understand, and they've lived together about 2 years. She's 16 months, so I'm wondering if she moved in right around the time she was having Meadow. Maybe a little before, maybe a little after. But that would be pretty close.
Clearly, from an investigative perspective, things they're not saying. It was very, very clear yesterday in the press conference that the staff sergeant in charge of the investigative side of this said just things he couldn't say. At the same time, it's very, very intense and very thick area that they're searching, very difficult to traverse, even for trained adults, let alone children. So they've obviously made the decision that they don't believe the kids have got further than their perimeter, the area they've already searched. So they want to go back and research it. And he also specifically said there's areas that they want to revisit. Mm-hmm. So why is that? It's disturbing to me that they think the children may not be alive. But the RCMP...
We just looked at this. I'm sorry. I was just looking at the Facebook group while I was playing that video. Check this out. This group is temporarily paused for 11 hours. Pausing group until 8 a.m. so we can catch up on alerts and pending post. This grew to 15,700 in just a few days. Look at baby Jack. He looks like Daniel. Oh, yeah. That's incredible. I don't understand why the family isn't pushing for a community public search. You know, if they didn't do anything, right? Question mark. They're in there somewhere, and it's probably not that far from home. 1 hour ago. What's this? What's this? Oh, never mind. I'm not. That's psychic. Sorry. If they had people in one night, did anyone see the kids? Do you mean the alleged amount of cars that they were the day before? I'm wondering that too, if someone from the day had seen them. They just paused it a little bit ago. There's very few psychics, I believe. Very, very few. So I'm submitting this post anonymously because, well, I just don't know. These searches and rescue groups are the same ones that missed a whole ass body in Greenfield, Nova Scotia. Found his body during hunting season after snow. Tell, how do you miss a body not 500 meters off where his car was from? Was an elderly man in a red car a few years back. Shouldn't be hard to Google. Found excerpt. The 78-year-old man who was reported missing from Port Hawkesbury on October 3rd, 2023, has been located deceased. His remains were found by a hunter in a wooded area in Greenfield, close to where his abandoned vehicle was parked. It's very, it's possible. But what I do say here, you can't blame the volunteer searchers. No, they're working their ass off. Hello, Kiki. Hunters always seem to find bodies, in my opinion. Yeah. But I will say as well that Women's Warrior, honey, I played it the other day. Not from Plunder, but I played the dispatch and the center control. Thank you so much, honey. I will say though that they're smaller and that hurts too. But also there's two of them, right? So you have doubled the chance of finding someone, right? What did Jessa Rose say? And the mushrooms and the Jenkinson hunters as well. Yes. Yep. There's a lot of interesting cases in Canada. Yep. I know a lot of people don't like the RCMP, though. I've heard a lot of people talk shit about them, a lot of Canadians. So that's another thing. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. I love you so much. I can't stand it. I really do. You guys are all amazing to me. That's what I was talking about, the dispatch audio. Gotcha in the wild with Kyle. Gotcha. Shelly, that's what I used to do, was the emergency foster care. Yeah. Justin, it depends on the RCMP location. Yeah. I've heard that as well. If the Free Kitty Stevens channel is legit, or is it some kind of hoax? Because if not a hoax, it deserves some attention. I have not heard of Free Kitty Stevens. Hold on. Free Kitty Stevens. STEVENS. Okay. What are they saying? Free Kitty Stevens. What are they saying? Choosy heretics. Thank you, Mara. Thank you guys so much. Don't say no, don't say his. 1 second, guys. I've got something here. I got something coming in. One second. Hold on. We might got something coming in here. No. No. It's not breaking news. No, it's not. It's just a clickbait is all it is. That's all it is clickbait. It's bullshit. Of course. That's all it is. Of course. It's me, Jen. That's all he's good at. Yeah. All right, guys. Much love. Sad. Hey, Pearl. You waking up, Mama? Same Candace. Come here, Pearl. That's all it is with them. Elisa, text me. Oh, no, don't get my cup. Don't get my cup. She just woke up. Say good night. Say good night. She just woke up. She's gonna be bouncing now. Stretch. Switch. Switch. Ooh. Monkey see, monkey do. I'm a hunter and a fisherman, that's why. Okay, and the wild was kind of nice. I'll go check it out. Do you see monkeys in the wild? Monkeys in the wild? Mm-mm. Oh God, Mara, let me text. The haters say I got hair plugs. I don't have hair plugs. I promise you that. But if I did have hair plugs, I would make a video about it. So, but if I'm going to probably need hair plugs pretty soon by the time, because she yanks them. She yanks them like something fierce. A week he couldn't pay back. Money owed because he only works 1 day a week. He couldn't pay back. What the hell are you doing, Pearl? Come here. Come on. Knocked. I love you too. You need Remy's energy? I know, me too. No. I'm getting ready to order some glasses. Like, I'm getting ready to order like 5 pairs of glasses because these are about worn out. You've been late. I know you've been late, Kiki. You're still getting a late ticket. I just hope you know that. You've been sick. Guess what? You can take us right beside the toilet and Kiki, to the office, please. You're being paid. Kiki, to the office, please. You're being paid. You need a late slip for Kiki. Listen, I'm high maintenance. I'm high maintenance. I expect a lot. Just I'm buying them online now. I know. Knock on wood, I've never had lice. But it's a good hair massage. It's a good hair massage. By accounts of Daniel. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you all. I've been on here 3 hours and 20 minutes. It's crazy. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.